clubs are not sending out scouts. They're not doing it the old-fashioned way anymore. So clearly, that teams are asking them maybe for videos, and there ain't gonna be kids who's gonna be asking their friends, "Oh, can you come and record my football game?" And chop up show rules to show clubs what they've done. Where you can either just tell someone, "Oh, I'm in this league." Go on YouTube, and you can see me there. Boom. Do you understand? So,
it counteracts a lot of things.
It cuts out the middleman, it cuts out the clubs sending out scouts and stuff like that.
They can watch it themselves. Scouts can watch the report, watch the video themselves, and do a report themselves. But then the one thing is, they ain't gonna have that. You have that natural feel of like when a person's talking during the game. Like there's people who actually are, well, not coaching during the game, but there's like natural guys on the pitch that people lead, like the silent leaders, like they say Gerard was and whatnot, and Scholes and them people there. Or they say that there's the captain, leader like Roy Keane and them man there that actually lead and drive the team forward and whatnot, and speak bears on the pitch. So there's speakers and there's people who just do their thing. Do you know what I mean? Roy Keane is more of a driver and he's more of a person who will probably speak a lot on the pitch. Just imagine his character, and someone of Scholes or Gerard is more of a leader, but they ain't gonna speak as much and whatnot. But then Ronaldinho will probably be someone who's more flamboyant. Like he's not really gonna speak; he'll just be on the pitch. But his aura, presence, and character itself is massive. Like he's a different ball of energy, like altogether kind of thing. So there's a lot that you obviously would miss as a scout in terms of that. The organisation, you're not gonna really get that feeling of knowing how a person is organised or seeing. Oh, okay, cool. There's that trap, and he set that trap and did it and whatnot. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously you don't have the analysis as you would do if you're at a game, but you can see a lot as well. So don't get me wrong, you can still see a lot. And the thing is that we have at Sunday League as well is there's a lot of different angles now. People are actually putting in different angles of drones and all that stuff there. Some referees are getting excited and saying that you shouldn't have a drone, which is silly. But at the end of the day, that's how they pan at in games anyway. Do you know what I mean? They've got some form of drone. So it's the same thing. One thing I was going to mention as well is with all of you lot as well is Puma's actually got involved as well. So in my specific league, UTR is probably the main people, but UTR's got their kit, a Puma kit, and then we luckily got a Puma kit as well. So Puma's obviously sponsored, and then you have to have, but we have to have delivery on ours. So I think theirs is more like specific for them.
Okay.
But whereas our thing is more like specific branding for delivery. So it's like that partnership to say, okay, cool, we're giving you something free, but you also have to give us advertising platform rights and whatnot kind of thing. So when we play our games, we don't record it as much as what we should do. Do you know what I mean? Because we would have been ahead of a lot of people. But a lot of people have obviously woken up, like the Dons and UTRs and all them things. They've woken up a lot of people. So it's a good look. But the one thing is, I really do wish that thing actually happens though in the very near future, because the way that a lot of people will prosper is crazy. And what I was gonna say is, how obviously back in our times there was youth clubs and whatnot. That will be an element or a version style of a youth club in a sense where you do have the ability then to go to a Sunday league game. You actually play. And obviously you're playing with your mates, your brothers, your boys and whatnot. You've got this today, I don't want to talk about it, but obviously the Longstaffs, they had their brother and brothers playing in centre mid or something like that.
I get you.
So you have that ability to do that in a Sunday league game. There's a team, obviously they disbanded in my league. They've changed their name a few times. I think it was Welling Town or something like that. Elton Town, I can't remember anyway. But they had like 6 brothers, you know what I mean, playing week in, week out. And they were ballers, they were good, you know what I mean, for the division that we was in. And it was a tough game, you know what I mean, every time they faced us it was tough. So the bottom line is you have that ability then to take out all of the negativity in terms of what's happening out there and whatnot. Because you do end up finding that there's a lot of people who are in the MC game or the rap game and the roads and whatnot. A lot of them still play football. You know?
Yeah, I know.
A lot of them still love. A lot of men love football. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't imagine being a man and not knowing how to love football. Do you know what I mean? No, it's crazy, but at the end of the day, the bottom line is that does a lot, and it gives people an incentive, like you were saying earlier on, to do something and actively wake up Sunday. Boom! I know Sunday church. I don't know if man can wake up.
Because the reason why I say that as well, because it's like even like down to again like going to like say like the NBA or even forget even the NBA, like going to even when kids in America are in their high school or secondary school, their stats are done for them. From secondary school. So everyone knows their progression. And everyone knows if they can be, if they can actually go
reach
pro.
the heights.
You understand what I'm trying to say? And they get ranked. So like so the reason why I also now say to like to try and bring YouTube on and maybe do all of these things to try and get people like people that do data analysis. So it can now when it comes for scouting purposes, you can go to clubs and be like, well, I scored this amount of goals in this amount of games. So in case a scout wants to actually come down and see you, so doesn't have to waste his time. And be like, okay, well, we've seen his numbers, we've seen him on YouTube and stuff like that, and whatever. Let's go now. No, not even let's go for trial. Let's now go and watch him play. Let's go and watch him for ourselves.
Okay,
And then to be like, okay.
So how was Jamie Vardy's platform into the game then? 'Cause I know he was on the.
I think Jamie Vardy went through like the semi-pro route. So I think he was doing like I don't know where he's from specifically, but I think he went through like his you see that how we have like Ryman's 1, Ryman's 2, like and all of those conference League South and all of that stuff. I think he went through the ranks through like that, and then he got noticed.
Okay, fair enough.
But I'm saying that in terms of like YouTube, get like your data analysis and all these people that know how to do stats and all of that stuff. And get stats for man.
But couldn't that be, do you know what I mean? Remember we said the community element as well. So couldn't that be a thing where the community, there's like, basically, there's Poindexters, bro. This man that's not smart, innit? And that's it. So their man could basically say, do you know what I mean? They're in the same school. They would take the US thing as well, get that platform. Oh yeah, them man in school that are smart. Okay, cool. Tommy, Billy, Patrick, and whatever. Working on up. How many goals did he score? Oh, he scored this much goals. Oh, you convert into percentages. So in this game, if he makes his pass rate is 76%. You know what I mean? This game, on average, you can see over a season. Do you know what I mean? Depending on how many games he plays a season, you can still find an average regardless. Then you can also find out his strike rate, his left and whatever. But that could be things that you're doing as a little program.
But I think that in order for that to happen, I think, and like you're saying, to try and bring the community involved, I think you need to maybe turn that into some type of apprenticeship.
Yeah,
because you can't just now bring man and say number. That's a bit mad. Yeah, that's a bit mad. So you have to try and get man who know about stats and then can now be like, oh, if you're interested in doing these things, come to do an apprenticeship for maybe like a year or two. So then when it's time, maybe then I don't know, whoever's running that league or whoever can now hire them to be like, okay, now then you can now do the stats because you've now understood how to do it. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So I think there's different avenues and different ways to actually make people. I remember Jerry saying something like, "Oh, football's now a middle class sport."
Yeah, no, I do feel like it's becoming.
That's what that guy said.
But then, like, okay, so see when you say like middle class, what do you mean?
If your parents are well off and they've got a decent job and they've got time to take you to practice, football practice, buy you boots, get you the latest kits and stuff, and actually progress you to becoming a footballer, then chances of you making it are much higher than a person living in a council estate that his mum can't even buy food in the fridge, let alone buy you boots to go kick ball.
It hasn't always been like that though.
It has.
Yeah, but I reckon those ballers used to make it. Now it's like rare for them kind of ballers to make it. Actually, you know why I have
to now agree with Jerry?
Rare for them ballers.
Think about it this way: when we was growing up, that we could go places by ourselves. So like, I remember when I was 12, I was traveling to places like Hendon and stuff like that. Remember, at 12, you're thinking, I've never heard of these kind of places before. So think about it.
Outside London.
That's outside London. Even in London, you know what I'm trying to say? So you're going like King's Cross to go and take the train to Hendon, and you're thinking like, where am I? You're in no whole new ends. But whereas now, kids of now, parents are scared to like let their child go out to trials or go out to try out a new team. They have to drive their children to these places. So I think in what Jerry's saying in terms of when we was growing up is that if our parents couldn't really take us, we have to go ourselves or go with our bedrooms. You know what I'm trying to say? But whereas now, parents are being like, you know what, I have to just either take time off work, drop you off.
I feel like the middle class parents have seen that there's decent money in football now. These youngsters are getting paid good at a young age. At 16, you're getting paid £1 million sponsorship by Nike.
Yeah.
It's like parents are seeing it as a good investment. So they're thinking, all right, cool, you can get into football.
But the maddest thing is, it's been happening from even when we were growing up. You understand? It's been happening, but it's just that.
But middle class parents back then, I think they used to encourage their kids to pursue other avenues. Whereas now, I think middle class parents are actually encouraging it as a legit avenue, and that's blocking the poorer working class kids.
I get that part.
Okay, I hear you. But then, whose fault is that? Then is it the parents' fault? Because then that's what we're gonna have to look to. And I don't really want to try and blame parents, because obviously, again, there's single mothers out here. I don't want to be like they're not doing enough. But again, there's some parents that don't actually look at sports as a way out. They just see it as a luxury. Like when I was growing up,
you break her
every
leg.
man here is African. So
break her leg.
To tell our parents, oh,
you want to
be a footballer. What? That's
you will end up in McDonald's.
That's me. That's what I was telling you. And then that will put that in your head. But so then now I'm saying it in a way of like, again, now if we're having like the community involved and stuff like that, there can be older people to kind of now guide the younger man, because it takes a community to raise everyone. Do you understand? Let's be honest, it takes the community to raise young children. You need everything, because again, there's single parents out here that are struggling. Do you understand? And I think now that we're older, we get to understand that, bro, this life that we live is hard. So it takes everybody to pull their weight and be like, okay, you know what? Since, mums, you ain't got, peas to help you, we can help you through this avenue, and we'll look after you. You understand? I'm not saying that, we should put all that pressure on these people, but it's just, let's start, now using the community to help each other. So I don't think we really use the community to like really help our young kids, really and truly. We just be like, oh, the community, but are we really asking the community for help?
Yeah, because we don't recognize it as a project. Like beforehand, I think when obviously we was growing up, it was more of a case where you would be like, oh yeah, go on, you're cool to play out and whatever you're doing and whatnot. And I remember, I can't remember the guy's name, but I remember the images in my head, like what you're saying, and obviously in the fact that there's no there's always no ball games, you can't play whatever, in and around London and whatever in a certain area. So it's one of them ones where, bro, I remember like just being there, and then one of my guys said, oh bro, like just, you play like keep you up off the wall, you just pass into the wall, and that's improving your touch, that's improving bare stuff. But you don't need no one to actually be there physically, you just literally play. Sometimes in my house I play off my sofa, like, I'm playing one touch off my sofa kind of thing. So it's one of them ones where it's like the fast twitch fibers and stuff like that. I don't know what it's doing.
So
it's
mad,
just
I don't even if I go out, I don't even see kids even play games like four goals.
Never.
Or like even like Wembley.
Come on, bruv. I don't.
Do you know how prominent Wembley was?
Wembley was wavy.
6 seconds.
Headers and volleys.
Listen.
Do you know how prominent those games were?
I have not seen that at any
Can you
level,
imagine
no
saying,
way.
"Oh, I'm the back then like Wembley champion and that." Man, I'm really trying to knock you off your pedestal. Like, you know how sick. That was really every man for themselves. So I just feel like, yeah, man. I just thought that let's talk about this avenue of ways for kids or teenagers to try and get down the avenue of football. But let's see what's the bigger and better things.